Hello and welcome along to episode 9 of Holy Cow, my FM20 save with the Indian national football team. You'll remember in the last episode we played a couple of friendly matches against the island nations, Cayman Islands and the Northern Marianas. Two very comfortable wins, although some less comfortable incidents in the team hotel, you may remember. But the Northern Mariana Island Ultras were dealt with ultimately by the Indian police. We might not be seeing them for a little while. They'll be holed up in some terrible jail somewhere, hopefully. Won't be causing any havoc to us until they're released, presumably. So as we left it, we had nothing scheduled for the following calendar year at all. So imagine my surprise, after a couple more friendlies had been arranged, to find we were into the South Asian Federation Championship again. That's the competition that we won not so long ago. So yeah, that was a pleasant surprise to come up against some more opposition that I thought we ought to be able to do quite well against. So anyway, the friendlies we played Indonesia, who are a team probably on paper should be weaker than us, and another team we struggled against in a friendly. Again, we're blooding some of these younger players, and it's taken them a little while to bed into the team, I think. We then thought we'd test ourselves against some mid-range European opposition. Hungary are sort of ranked in the top 50 in the world, so a good test for us. One we failed, obviously, but we didn't do too badly, and a 3-1 defeat is no disgrace, I don't think. We came into the South Asian Championship. I tried to arrange a friendly against Moldova before that, but for some reason the day before the game it just got cancelled. So we went into this tournament without any more matches under our belt. Again, I put together a reasonably young squad, trying to get some players ready for the next round of qualification, whenever that may come. And they haven't performed brilliantly up to this point, to be honest. So the tournament is based in Bhutan, which is, maybe the altitude's getting to us or something up in the Himalayas. But for some reason, we played the first game, which was against Bhutan, in New Delhi. Don't ask me why. It makes no sense at all. It took us a while to take the lead in this game. It was a 70-odd minute that we scored a goal, and then inexplicably let Bhutan equalise. So that was pretty poor. We then came up against Sri Lanka, who you may remember in the last South Asian Championship, we played in the final and beat them 7-1. This time we got a 1-1 draw. It was a woeful game. I mean, we dominated the proceedings, but just couldn't score any more than one goal, and again, let them peg us back. So going into the final game against the Maldives, our qualification for the semi-finals was by no means confirmed. Every game in the group had been drawn up to that point between all the nations, so everybody was sat on 2 points. Fortunately, we actually turned up against the Maldives. We kind of got a new young superstar, German-Preet Singh, who plays in that attacking midfielder role. He's only 16 years old. He made his debut in the tournament and was India's youngest ever player. He scored 2 goals in that last game against the Maldives to become India's youngest ever goal scorer. And he seems to be the new poster boy of Indian football, which is nice. Anyway, today we have the semi-final against the old rivals Pakistan. So I don't fancy being the Bhutanese police authorities today, trying to keep those fans separate. That could get a bit tasty. And then, of course, if we get past Pakistan, we'll bring you the final too. So let's get into the squad screen, and you can see how we're set up.
I'm sure there are a few players in here that won't be familiar to you. There's a lot of youngsters in the squad. Unfortunately, our new young superstar, German-Preet Singh, his conditioning is not good enough to be involved today, but hopefully if we get past Pakistan, he'll be ready for the final. You might remember the games come pretty thick and fast in this tournament. You're playing every couple of days, so the squad conditioning is just an absolute disaster. So let's have a little look at some of the players you may not be so familiar with. We have a young fullback here, Mia. He's only 18 years old. Good prospect. So he's had a couple of games already in the tournament. He's doing pretty well. Replacing German-Preet Singh today is this guy, Arifat Babu. He's another 16-year-old. Again, lots of potential. So hopefully, he's one for the future, and we're giving him a few games. Johnny Pereira here is a striker who I think is going to be the guy who's going to take over from Sunil Chetri when he finally retires after this tournament. So he's got 3 goals in 7 games already, and he looks decent. So high hopes for him. Jimmy Rai, not so much. He's a very, very average player. He's got lots of potential, but I'm not sure he's ever going to fulfil that. I mean, you look at this polygon; it doesn't look great, does it? Santosh Singh is another player, a central midfielder, bags of potential again, and only 2-star, but then most of our midfielders are only 2-star. So I thought I might as well get him into the squad and see what he can do. So there's a very young feel about the squad, and I think things look reasonably bright for the future as long as they can fulfil some of that potential. Whether they do that playing for Indian clubs or not, who knows? But I'm fairly happy with how things are looking going forwards. Anyway, let's get into today's game and see how we get on against Pakistan. I'm hoping we can pick up where we left off in the last game, the Maldives. It was a much better performance than we've put in the first 2 games of the tournament. So with a bit of luck, we're going to get a performance a bit closer to that today. We've got an early corner here, and we've scored straight away. 7th minute, Jinkan from a corner. So that's good. It's nice to see in Bhutan they have burger vans. Excellent. Probably a yak burger or something like that, but a burger nonetheless. So that settles the nerves a little bit to get the early goal. Although of course we've scored first in a couple of games and let it slip, so there's no guarantee of success. Hopefully we can build on this. Lalian running down the right channel. Cuts inside a little bit now, unleashes, but over the bar unfortunately. A good positive run, but not quite the finish to go with it. And so we're 25 minutes coming up, still 1-0. Reasonably comfortable though. No chances for Pakistan as yet. All the highlights have been for us, so that's good. Young Mia now. Out to Bose, who just hoofs it, that's not very good. But we've picked up the loose ball, Lalian again. Into Chetri, and that's blocked unfortunately. Is that the end of highlight? It looks like we might get another opportunity here. Samad chips it in, there's Chetri again. Oh, but it just eludes him. Those 36-year-old legs couldn't quite carry him onto that ball. Another highlight here. And it's Jingan again, the centre half. He's got both the goals. And that was pretty average defending from Pakistan, it has to be said. It's a very long straight ball and just not defended at all, and Jingan just snuck around the back of all the defenders there just to tuck it in very simply. And that makes things a little bit more comfortable. 2-0, I'm happy with that. And so we'll get into half time. No need to make any changes, no need to say anything very complicated. We'll tell him to keep focused. Jingan's not very happy with that because he's got 2 goals. He should keep focused. Back out for the second half. Hopefully this will pass without a great deal of incident and nothing that's going to really trouble us at the back. Are we going to get a highlight right from the kick-off? It's out to Lalian again. He's been involved in everything, hasn't he? Up to Chetri. Oh, that's a good save. I think he was offside anyway, but the keeper did well there. Another highlight here is for us straight away. Karunian. It's half cleared but picked up by Abdul Samad. Looks back to Mia at full back. Lalian again into Chetri. Babu! Young Babu! 16 years old. Look at his little baby face there. And that's a good goal. Lalian is just causing havoc. That left fullback for Pakistan is going to have nightmares about today. The keeper should probably have done a little bit better there, but Babu will not mind that one bit. And so it's 3-0. I think time for a bit of praise. We're happy with that. Now we've got to have one eye on the final in this case, so we've got to think about maybe making a couple of changes to key players. So maybe Jinkan should come out. We're definitely going to need him. And we'll bring Hossein in. He's another of our youngsters, only 17 years old. So we'll give him a game today, and I think we'll give Lalian a little bit of time off and bring young Jimmy Ryan out there. Like I said, he's not the best player, but get some minutes into him, why not? So let's see if we can get a bit more creativity. They're not too keen on that, but 3-0 up. Why do they need to be creative, I suppose? Young Mir is looking very tired there, so maybe we can bring Navas on for him. Just for the last few minutes. See out the time. Oh, we have one more highlight coming here. Cleared. Babu picks it up. His confidence will be high after that goal. Samad into Chetri. Young Jimmy Rai, what's he doing there? He's supposed to be over on the right wing. Anyway. And it comes. Well, that's what he's doing there. Loitering around with intent towards the back post. That's a very good finish for someone who's not very good. So Larinzwala crosses it in. Does Chetri get an assist for that? Not sure if it was him or the defender who got his head on the ball. But yeah, 4-0. Thoroughly professional performance all round. And we're going to make it to the final. Let's get on to that. So we're up against Bangladesh in the final. We've had to make a few changes, again down to conditioning more than anything else. Our young hope, Jermanpreet Singh, is fit enough to make the team today, so he comes in for Babu. We had a problem, Samad was a bit tired, so we brought in Amarjit Singh to play in the middle of the park. Mia, the right full back, also very tired, so we brought in Navas to replace him. And otherwise, it's Hossein has come in as well for Bose. So 4 changes to the lineup, but hopefully still strong enough to see Bangladesh beaten in the final. Let's see how we get on. On paper, Bangladesh are probably as good as anybody we've faced in the tournament up to this point. But we really ought to be strong enough to see them off without too many difficulties. Let's see how we do. Navas here with a long throw in. Cleared. We're going to pick up the loose ball here. Larinzwala. Looking for Karunian but doesn't find him. Young Hossein. Centre half. Recycles the ball. Thapar outright to Lalianzwala. In it goes. Cleared again. It's a very long highlight. We've not seen an awful lot from Chetri at this stage. I'm not even sure he scored a goal in the tournament yet. So with a bit of luck, this could be it. There it is. That's kind of the reverse commentator's curse there, isn't it? Normally you say something positive about a player and they do something stupid. This time we were criticising him and he scores a goal. So this could be a very fitting way for him to end his India career, couldn't it? It's a very neat finish. So yeah, only 3 minutes on the clock. Another good start to the game for us. It's going to be sad to see Chetri retire. I mean, I think Pereira, when he comes in, will do a good job for us. He's not quite the same quality yet, but you know, he's got almost 20 years on him, so a little bit of time to make that up. Have we got another here? No, Karunian can't quite finish. So yeah, Chetri's a bit of a legend. It'll be good if he can go out with his with a winner's medal to his name in this tournament. Not much happening at the moment. 30 minutes on the clock. We could do with another goal, really. And bearing in mind how things have gone in the earlier games in this tournament, 1 goal is not enough. There's Chetri again. He's hit the bar this time. So I think we might get into him a little bit at half time, unless we can do something here. No, that free kick just clips the bar and goes over. So again, it's a game we're having by far the better of, but it's just not reflected in the score. So I'm going to tell him I'm far from pleased and see if that can fire them up a little bit. Who doesn't like that? Thapar. Okay. A fairly non-eventful start to the second half. Let's tell him to get creative. Chetri is getting very tired, so I think we might have to replace him. And I imagine there's going to be a standing ovation around the stadium, knowing that could be the final time we see him in an India shirt. And potentially having scored the winner as well, if nothing else happens between now and the end of the game. But let's not speak too soon. Jermanpreet Singh here to Lalianzwala. Navas, the young fullback. Jingan. Thapper picks up the ball and scores 2-0, and that's pretty much going to seal it, I think, isn't it? He wasn't happy with the half-time team talk, but he'll be happy with that. The good ball from Jingan. Well, I say a good ball, bit of a lump. But we pick up the second ball, and Thapper, that's a really good finish from just over 20 yards out. We'll take that. So maybe it's time to bring on a couple more of the youngsters, just so they can get some experience of playing in a final. Let's bring Mia on, even though he's knackered. And yeah, let's get young Jimmy Rye on for a little bit. We might not see too much of him in an India shirt in the forthcoming matches, so it'll be nice for him to get a winner's medal and actually feel he played a part in winning the tournament, you know. So, could this be a final opportunity here? Nodded over. So 2-0. It's a fairly comfortable win. I mean, I'd have liked more goals, of course, but confetti is confetti, isn't it? Here we are again, still dressed resplendently in our Portillo-style outfit. Applauding the guys. Well deserved. Little bit of a lap of honour. They'll be dancing on the streets in Thimphu tonight. Very happy with that. Well, I'm really pleased to have won that tournament again. That's 2 consecutive titles for India in that. Admittedly, you know, on paper we probably should be the strongest team, but we don't always win it. If you look back through the history of the competition, I think before we won it last time, the Maldives had won it the time before that. So yes, it's good to keep our record going in that at the moment. Now we're going into a little bit of a void in the fixtures. We've got a couple of friendlies set up, August, September time, and that's it. If you look in the schedule, nothing scheduled here for next year at all. And I think the reason for that is because we have the Asian Nations Cup coming up. This is Asia's version of the Euros, effectively. So that is due to start in the middle of January next year, so just over 6 months from now. We are already qualified for that. We qualified the second that we managed to get through to the final group stage. There's a bunch of other teams also qualified. I've got no idea of the format of this tournament. I'm guessing it looks like there's probably 24 teams in it, and we should be one of the top seeds. So we're only going to end up playing against one of these big guys, and then probably 2 of these guys in a group. So who knows? There's a chance we might actually win a game or 2 in the tournament. So yeah, I'm going to play ahead until we know what we're up against in that tournament, and bring you back for some of the early games. Well, I hope you enjoyed today's episode. Like I say, it's always nice to win, always good to see the confetti. If you have enjoyed it, please consider dropping a like and subscribing to the channel. There's a lot of fun episodes of this. It's a bit of a roller coaster ride of winning and losing with the Indian team for sure. There's also my Bournemouth save on the channel if you'd like to check that out too. If you've got any comments, hints, tips, praise for the legend that is Sunil Chetri, I'd love to see that in the comments section below. But finally, just thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate all the support on this series so far, and we'll see you again soon for the Asian Nations Cup. Bye for now.